call it city low passion.
This is to put it mildly, hell on earth. The U.S. Embassy has warned, don't come here ever. But for those who do, survival is a gamble. The air clings thick with dust and decay, as if the city itself is exhaling despair. The airport is a gateway to ruin, where rusted shanties rise like broken teeth, framing a skyline choked by stagnation. Other African cities surge forward, modernizing, glowing in the dawn of opportunity, but not Bangui. Here, time is a prison, the streets scarred by the weight of conflict. You can feel the violence, ever present like a shadow waiting to pounce. Armed groups roam the outskirts, their whispers carried on the wind. The Wagner Group, Russian mercenaries with cold eyes and colder hearts, patrol the edges of chaos. Every corner of this city seems to scream, "Don't trust anyone." Even the land itself seems hostile, as though the earth had decided long ago to reject its people. 71% of them live on less than $1.90 a day, and you can smell that poverty. It oozes from the dirt roads, from the trash piles, from the eyes of children too young to understand how broken the world around them truly is. You can feel their resentment, the anger simmering beneath every glance. This isn't just a city, it is a wound, festering. The country's population is shrinking like a dying heart. In 2022 alone, 6% of its people were wiped out, gone, forgotten, as though they had never existed. It was as if 2 New York cities had simply vanished. And yet, outside Africa, no one notices. No one cares. Bangui is a name whispered in the void, drowned out by the world's indifference.
I promise you, girl, I gotta be somebody one day, yeah. I'm here to be a man, cause you know to me I got to be strong. That's why me I working all the night, all the people who say they don't love me, they go love me, yeah.
So how did we end up here? The Central African Republic has been in a near-constant state of conflict since gaining independence from France in 1960. The nation has experienced numerous coups, civil wars, and political crises, all of which have had a profound impact on Bangui. The city has been at the center of various armed conflicts, and many of its buildings bear the scars of war. With a GDP per capita of $492, Bangui's poverty is everywhere. Broken roads, collapsing homes, hungry eyes. The government is too weak, too fractured to rebuild. Debris litters the city. Entire neighborhoods lie in ruins, and no one dares to invest here. The city decays. The city is a scarred battlefield, its buildings pocked by bullets and bomb blasts. Its streets crumble beneath the weight of neglect. The lack of a stable government that can prioritize urban planning and development only exacerbates the city's poor state. Bangui's aesthetic issues are also deeply tied to the Central African Republic's economy, which is one of the weakest in Africa. The Central African Republic ranks 188th out of 191 countries on the Human Development Index, underscoring the severity of poverty and underdevelopment across the country. There are no factories, no industries, just dust and desperation. Most people live in shacks, built from mud and scrap, and 60% of the population struggles in sprawling slums. Unpaved streets turn to rivers of mud during the rainy season as the city dissolves around them. Infrastructure barely exists. Only 3% of the country's roads are paved, and Bangui is no exception. Potholes swallow cars whole and traffic grinds to a halt. You can't even reach parts of the country unless by river. Many of the main roads that do exist are lined with rundown buildings and shops, giving the city a neglected appearance. You do not want to be caught up in its notorious traffic jams. They say Burundi has the highest poverty, but you can get to every corner of Burundi with a vehicle and on foot. In Central African Republic, there are places you can't get to. Public services such as electricity, water supply, and sanitation are either non-existent or insufficient. The electricity flickers out more often than it stays on. Less than 12% of the population has power, and cholera stalks the open drains that line the streets. Trash is left to rot, filling the air with the stench of decay. There is no plan here, no order. Buildings rise haphazardly, informal settlements spread like cancer. There are no parks, no green spaces, just a cluttered, chaotic city gasping for breath. While other African capitals grow and modernize, Bangui stays locked in time, a city that refuses to move forward. Bangui's location on the banks of the Ubangi River is a curse. The mighty brown river floods each year, drowning homes, sweeping away what little remains. Roads vanish beneath the water, leaving residents stranded. With no flood control, no drainage systems, Bangui drowns again and again, trapped in its cycle of destruction. Apart from this, the Ubangi River, choking with garbage and industrial waste, further diminishing the city's natural beauty. The forests are gone too, stripped away by deforestation. The land is barren, the air thick with smoke from wood and charcoal fires. Pollution chokes the river, turning what should be a lifeline into a toxic waste. Bangui's status as one of the worst-looking capital cities in Africa is not solely due to superficial factors. It is a reflection of deeper systemic issues that have plagued the Central African Republic for decades. Bangui is more than a crumbling capital. It is a reflection of a country on the brink. Life expectancy hovers at 54 years, one of the lowest in the world. Yet still, the city survives, clinging to hope amid the rubble. I sincerely hope the noble citizens of Bangui and the Central African Republic in extension will one day rise above their challenges and change the narrative for their beautiful country and for Africa. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like this video, and I will definitely see you soon.
Molenge calling, city low passion. Charlene Maya. Passion. DJ Chandra. Azwake erembi godobe. Alake erembi godobe. Ake shwatimbiapo. Ake shwatimbiapo. Tisikina ndo tileke. Babala tombambina tae. Mamala tombambina tao. Passion.